So today we are going to introduce Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party. And that is a part of your course number 201, 19th and 20th century drama. So this is the first slide, and now this is the introduction. So The Birthday Party is Harold Pinter's first full-length play. So this is considered as the first full-length play, though there is a confusion that it is not his first play, because Harold Pinter's first play is The Room. And what we see that this particular text, The Birthday Party, is his first full-length play, though this is actually his second play. And it was written in 1957 and staged for the first time a year later. A year later at the Arts Theatre, Cambridge. And when it was staged for the first time in 1957, it was not initially successful. Why? Because we know that it did not meet the taste of a confused audience who was still suffering from the terrible aftermath of the Second World War. Because we know that the Second World War continued till 1945. And it was written just 12 years after the Second World War. So what we see? That these confused audience, they were suffering from the aftermath of the Second World War. That's why they couldn't take that particular play wholeheartedly. But what we see? The play was revived by the Royal Shakespeare Company at the Aldwych Theatre, London in 1964. And when it was revived, we see what? That there was a tremendous commotion among the audience, and that was a terrific, successful play. And we see that Pinter's original style, obscured plot, psychological tension, all are present in this particular play, that is The Birthday Party. So now, since we are discussing about Harold Pinter's Birthday Party, we should introduce Harold Pinter. So who is Harold Pinter? Harold Pinter was a British playwright, screenwriter, actor, theatre director, and he was born on 10th October 1930 in Hackney, London, England, and died in on 24th December in the year 2008 in Acton, London, England. But when he started his literary career, he was greatly influenced by Samuel Beckett. I think all of you know who is Samuel Beckett. And since he was greatly influenced by Samuel Beckett, that's why Harold Bloom identified Samuel Beckett as Pinter's ego ideal. So now the notable works and awards of Harold Pinter. Okay, let me accept 6 people. They are waiting actually. Okay, so these are his notable works and awards. We see that his best-known plays include The Room. As I have told you already, that The Room is, this particular play is Harold Pinter's first play. Though this was not a full-length play actually. It was Harold Pinter's one-act play. And this is considered the first play of Harold Pinter. And the second play was The Birthday Party. And this is his first full-length play. Then comes The Caretaker, The Homecoming, Betrayal, The Servant, The Go-Between, The French Lieutenant Woman, The Trial, Sleuth, all of these things. And we see that each of these plays Each of these plays he adapted for the screen. And we see that he also directed and acted in radio, stage, television, and film productions of his own and other works. And regarding his awards, we see that Harold Pinter received more than 50 awards, prizes, and other honors. So what we see? That he got David Cohen Prize in 1995. Then in 1996, he was awarded with Laurence Olivier Award. And in 2002, we see he was given the title Companion of Honor. And then in the year 2005, what we see? The most coveted Nobel Prize he won. He won the most coveted Nobel Prize in Literature in 2005. And he was given the title the French Légion d'Honneur, and which is actually the highest French order of merit for military and civil merits. And that was in 2007. So now we should turn to it's not functioning right now. It is constantly coming. That is the problem. So now we should discuss about the style of Pinter. You know that Pinter was so influential and he had such unique. His name has been used to explain certain settings or situations. And one important thing is that is Pinter pause. Definitely you can guess that the term has been taken from his name. Pinter pause. And that concerns relying on unsaid things to convey characters, motivations, or personalities. And definitely we will discuss all these things later with the different slides. Then comes the Pinter's, and that refers to an inconclusive, mind it, not conclusive, but inconclusive end to a comedy of subtle menace and absurdity. And then we see what? That there was comedy of menace. And Pinter's career as a playwright began with the production of The Room in 1957. And his early works like The Room and The Birthday Party were described by critics as comedy of menace. And then we see he also wrote memory plays like No Man's Land and Betrayal. So definitely we will discuss these things later. Pinter, what is Pinter pause, what is Pinteresque, what is comedy of menace, all of these things. So the first thing, Pinter pause. So now, what is a Pinter pause? A Pinter pause is a radical device that Pinter frequently incorporated into his plays. He felt that the theater neither accurately depicted the unpredictability of human discourse nor the complexities found in carefully constructing an utterance. Okay. Oof, this is so much difficult. Often when we search for the right words, we pause. And sometimes we have no comment at all, remaining completely silent. This is exactly what Pinter pursued in his plays, a rejection of perfection in favor of realism. So now we will discuss what is a Pinter pause. So Pinter comes from his name, and pause, you know. So he felt that the theater night. He felt that theater neither accurately depicted the unpredictability of human discourse, nor the complexities found in carefully constructing an utterance. When we search for the right words, yes, that is the point. That when we search for the right words, we pause. And sometimes we have no comment at all, remaining complete. So this interpose is divided into three parts. So what are the three parts? There are three different types of silences that can be categorized under Pinter pauses, and they are referred to as, the first one is an ellipsis. So what is an ellipsis? We see that in a Pinter script, an ellipsis is denoted by three dots and was used by the player to indicate slight hesitation. Right. So what does it mean, an ellipsis? So we see that the playwright puts three dots, and those dots signify slight hesitation within that particular character who is speaking that speech. Then we see what? A pause. A pause was a much longer hesitation used by Pinter to more accurately depict the careful construction of an utterance. So this is a longer hesitation. What do we see in an ellipsis? That is actually a slight hesitation. That indicates slight hesitation. But here, when we see a pause, we see what? That this is a much longer hesitation than an ellipsis. And generally during a pause, the character is in the middle of a deep thought process. And the use of this device helps Pinter to create tension and an unsettling atmosphere. Then comes silence. A full-on silence, also known as pregnant pause, is a dead stop during which no word is uttered. So what do we see in an ellipsis? Three dots are there to indicate slight hesitation within that particular character. A pause that is used to show a much longer hesitation. And then we see that a full-on silence, and that is a dead stop during which no word is uttered, because the character has encountered a conflict so absurd that they have nothing to say, and they are left in a completely different mental state from us. So this is actually Pinter pause. Three types of pause are used by Pinter to denote, to show us what? The slight hesitation among the characters, a pause, a much longer hesitation among the characters, and whenever the particular character is differed from his previous mental state, there comes a full-on silence, and that is called very often as a pregnant pause. Now, what do you see after Pinter pause? Pinterest. So what is a Pinterest? You guess definitely here. This term also comes from his name, Harold Pinter. The term Pinterest was coined to refer to the characteristics found in Pinter's plays. The term Pinterest was coined to refer to the characteristics found in Pinter plays. You know that what we have discussed earlier, Pinter, that is also part of these Pinterest. And Harold Pinter is known for his magnificent use of language. Thus, his style of writing was named after his name. That is Pinterest. His use of colloquial language, numerous cliches, unpolished grammar, and illogical syntax create dialogues that reflect day-to-day speech. Harold Pinter's style is characterized by the use of pauses, two silences, repetitions, irony, oxymorons, paradox. So lots of figures of speech are there. Then vagueness, reference failure, semantic ambiguity, and decontextualization. Pinter's atmosphere of horror not only ignites the feeling of anxiety, but also arouses interest. A spectator can sense that something is wrong, even though the dialogues do not directly state it. So whenever we will discuss about our present play, The Birthday Party, we will see this thing, that a spectator can sense that something is terrible, which is impending, though the dialogues do not directly state it. So these are part and parcel of Pinter's style. Then we see another important thing, that is comedy of menace. Comedy of menace. Yes, already you are acquainted with this term since I have given a question in your study material. So here, the term was coined by drama critic Irving Wardle. Now, Bobby is also waiting. The term was coined by drama critic Irving Wardle, who borrowed it from the subtitle of David Campton's play, The Lunatic View, a comedy of menace, in reviewing Pinter's and Campton's plays in Encore in 1958. So what we see? That this particular term, the comedy of menace, was coined by a drama critic of Common the Mysteries. The term was coined by drama critic Irving Wardle, and he has borrowed that title, Comedy of Menace, from the subtitle of David Campton's play, that is The Lunatic View, a comedy of menace. And Irving Wardle used that term, a comedy of menace, whenever he was reviewing some of the plays which were included in a magazine which was dedicated to drama, that is Encore in 1958. So now we will discuss what is a comedy of menace. A comedy of menace is a play in which the laughter of the audience in some. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, let us conclude today's lecture. So a comedy of menace is a play in which the laughter of the audience in some or all situations is immediately followed by a feeling of some impending disaster. Yes, this is important. That comedy of menace is a play in which the laughter of the audience is immediately followed by a feeling of some impending disaster. The audience is made aware of some menace in the very midst of its laughter. The menace is produced throughout the play from potential or actual violence or from an underlying sense of violence throughout the play. The actual cause of menace is difficult to define. It may be because the audience feels some uncertainty and insecurity throughout the play. So this is the key sentence, that a comedy of menace is a play in which the laughter of the audience is immediately followed by a feeling of some impending disaster. So something dreadful is going to happen, but you will get no clear idea about what is going to happen. So whenever we will discuss about the play, we will see that this thing spontaneously is going to happen. Then we see what? The theater of the absurd. Harold Pinter is frequently classified as a representative of the theater of the absurd, which appeared and developed mainly in 1950s in France, England, Scandinavia, Germany, and other English-speaking countries, under the influence of surrealism and expressionism, and as a reaction to Second World War. The term was coined by Martin Esslin. So who was Martin Esslin? Who coined that term, the theater of the absurd? Martin Esslin was a Hungarian-born British dramatist, journalist, translator, critic, academic scholar, and professor of drama, and who in 1961 published a book under this title, The Theater of the Absurd, in which he described a mode of drama writing shared by such European dramatists as Samuel Beckett, Eugene Ionesco, Arthur Adamov, and Jan Genet. Hal Pinter was added to this portrait of playwrights in the subsequent editions. According to Esslin, the beginning of this type of drama can be seen in the late 19th century, when in 1896, Alfred Jarry staged for the first time in Paris, Ubu Roy, a nonsensical play about the adventures of a brutal usurper of police throne. This play anticipates one of the main characteristics of the theater of the observer, its tendency to externalize and project outwards what is happening in the deeper recesses of mind and is grotesquely magnified and exaggerated. Pinter used this observation and explicitness of human psychological process in his plays, and particularly in this particular play, that is the birthday party, to present a realistic vision of the world deprived of faith in purposefulness of human existence. So, we have already discussed about the style of Harold Pinter, and since time is lacking, we will proceed further with the text and its characters, its themes in our next class. So now I invite questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me.